What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video again today, and we're here for PSGL at Bahrain short. So we had the RL Global race at Bahrain short, which was uploaded a few days ago. Now if you haven't seen that, check it out because it was a very good result. Spoilers, it was my first race win on PC, so yeah, well, it was a good result to say the least. So we're now in PSGL and we're here in Q1. Obviously this is a full qualifying format league compared to RL, which is a short qualifying 18-minute session. This we got to make sure we just get some good laps in for Q1 to get into Q2, because we're going to do the same strategy as before, qualifying on the medium tyre, or at least not going into Q3 on the softs, so we can start on the medium tyre because that is the preferred strategy around here. So far we've done an okay sector 1. I don't think it was any good, but we just got to make sure we get a lap time on the board, as we can go for a back-to-back run here at Bahrain short, because the tyres don't wear up too much on one lap, mainly because it's also a 100% race, so that kind of affects the tyre wear, I believe. And you've got the fuel and ERS to do so. So if we don't get this lap in, then we can go for another. But our middle sector was actually very good. I think it was a 22.000 basically, which is for Q1 quite good indeed. So we do a 57.8, and for our sector 1 that's actually a very good lap time. But I didn't think at the time it was potentially something that was going to get me through. I was hopeful, but we have slumped down to P11, so I was kind of worried that it wouldn't be. But we know there's time in that lap, as we don't gain too much on turn 1 on entry, but we gain a bit on the exit. And already our sector 1 has been better. A bit of understeer, but we get a good exit. So we have gained, which is good. We're about 700-800ths up on our lap time, nearly a 10th up now. And if we get this in, we'll safely be through into Q2. As you can see now, over a 10th up, we're gaining more and more time. So we could potentially do a 57.6 on this lap. But then we just go and miss the apex. And that's cost us 3 or 4 hundredths when there was time to gain on that lap before anyway. And now into the final corner. It doesn't look too bad, but we're just not that great through it. We go a little bit wide and just lose a little bit more time. So we only end up going 4/500ths up on our previous time, but that will still be enough to get us into Q2. Our first run would have been good enough to get us into Q2, but I think it would have been like P14 or 15, which would have been a little bit too much on the cusp for my liking. So now moving on to Q2, we're on the medium tyre, as I said before, and we just want to get a lap in on this medium to kind of see about where we are. Maybe trying to get into Q3, but as you can see, it's not been a great first sector again, as we're just getting quite a bit of understeer through this section here. And traction's okay, but the understeer just was a bit bad, so really a 10th off what I really could have done that first sector. Now this corner here, I turn in way too early. It may not have looked too bad, but I just turned in so early, which compromised the exit a lot, and we just lost a lot of time there as well. And again, just not really hitting the apex, so there's more time gone there, so this has not been a great lap at all. Yeah, at this stage I was a little annoyed with myself because it hadn't been a good lap. We get the final corner done quite nicely actually, so we have gained a bit back on the final corner, but it's going to be a 58.5, which is about a 10th or 2 off what I really should have been doing and what some of the other guys have done. I think Jake, my teammate, had done 0.3 and actually got into Q3, but we didn't, so we're starting in P13 here as the 5 red lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we really do go as we get a great start. Me and Timon on the 7th row of the grid, maybe get a really good start, both of us. We jump Valentin in front of us, also known as Vasta Racer. We got Josh on our inside with the inside line, gets the position. We follow him through, just about gaining another position, so we're up into P12 now. I think we gained from that start 1 position. We could have maybe got 2, but 1's definitely good, and to not lose positions is, yeah, very good indeed. So in P12 now on the alternative strategy, and Philip Rojnader has gone rather wide, so that's another position for us. We're now into P11, so that's 2 positions off the start, or the first lap.
The sky.
As you can see, it's very close in front, which is not great because the leaders are getting a little bit of a gap. As Yeah, I just
Italian.
want to save my ERS at this stage of the race, not push. Just there's 56 laps to go. There's no point literally using any ERS and putting yourself on the back foot later on. But Nicholas Matteo isn't thinking like that. He wants to get the position done, which is fair enough. He's using a lot of his overtake, which makes us have to use overtake. Here's a look on our inside. He goes for it, but with the outside line, we can brake later and keep the position so far. As we almost go into the back of Josh, that would not have been good. Losing your front wing is basically race over in a top league like this, unless there's a safety car, which is kind of unlikely. Moving on now to the end of lap 3, we are still right behind Josh, but we got Nicholas still right behind us, and he is wanting to again go for another move. So we're going to have to use our overtake yet again, as we defend a bit of the inside, but he still goes down the inside, trying to get the position. We hold it around the outside, and we are just ahead, and our wheels kind of lock in there, and he just sends it into that corner and just rams us straight into Josh. Which at the time, I'm not going to lie, I lost my head completely. I was fuming, as we're going to lose another position of time, and you can see that I'm just weaving the wheel in frustration.
Dario and Moreno.
We do keep the position from time and just about round the outside. Now we're on the inside line. He's just ahead of us. But on the brakes, we should get it. We're still side by side, and he backs out. We get the position, but that wasn't really great racing from Nicholas. I'm not going to lie. I didn't report him for it because almost what's the point? People make mistakes. But yeah, not the cleanest thing that could have happened. We could have maybe avoided it if we just let him go, and then we wouldn't have hit Josh, but you don't want to really lose track position, as yeah, it's just not great. But now on lap 32, everyone's pitting, and I'm going to be honest, I cut out a load of this race because basically nothing happened. Yeah, we were just in the DRS train for the whole time. As you can see, we're about 5.5 seconds behind Jarno, I think it was, over the line. And we're going to push like mad on this in-lap to lose as little time as possible. We've got a lot of ERS, and we're going to definitely make most of that. So we've already gained a few temps on Jarno and Bahrain, who I think had a slightly warmer tyres than us. Slightly more worn tyres than us, sorry. So that's going to help us, but either way, to be gaining time on those guys is, for me at least, very good and very promising. Even if they're not pushing as hard as I was. So, as you can see, the gap's already down to 4.7 from 5.5, I think it was, 5.4. We've gained basically over a second already on Jarno and Barry, which is very good for an in-lap. And yeah, I could have gone longer, but I decided I don't want to get undercut by too much, and we're in the pit lane now. So we just have to hope we don't get held here. As Jarno comes up the pits literally into us, and our car brakes, so thank you Codemasters, we lose a bit of time there.
Where's that luck of Jarno? We should have been held. What the hell?
Do we get held? Yeah, we get held slightly by, I think that's Dylan Warren in the Racing Point. So we got held a bit by Jarno, by our car just braking, and by Dylan Warren coming in. So we've lost a bit of time in the pit stops, I guess maybe a second-ish. And we just came out, I think, behind Basta Racer in front of us. So yeah, we're back in P12, and now we've got to try and make a move. Lap 41. We're going to go for this move. Vasta doesn't really defend it at all. We just breeze past. We've got quite a lot of ERS compared to a lot of these guys, which is something I tried to work on after. I don't know if any of you know, but the TSRL, when I returned to League Racing, ERS management was one of the weak points.
This guy!
As Jake gets rear-ended by, I think that's Dario. See, that's not great. As Vasta has got past us, he's using a lot of his ERS, but he has nowhere really to go, so we're going to go around his outside, get that position back.
That's fine.
And now we have Dario right in front of us on the medium tyre, so we're going to have a massive pace advantage here and a massive grip advantage. We're going to go straight down the inside of Dario. We get it stopped, and our wheels kind of interlock, which drags us both out wide. And now Vasta's trying to make a move, but we use some overtakes, so we can't get it done. And now we're behind Nicholas Matteo again, and Jake, our teammate, Jakey B. So yeah, he was on, I think, more worn tyres than us, because he did quali on one of the sets that he's using right now. As we come to lap 43, Nicholas Matteo's red light's flashing. I know this is going to be a good opportunity to pass him. He squeezes us a lot, so being very aggressive. but we get the position just about done. We squeeze him out wide, just because that's sort of the thing you kind of have to do on PC, unfortunately, and it's what's happened to me so many times, that people do it to you and they just get away with it, so I kind of have to almost do the same thing. I didn't force him off the track, I just kind of left him no option but to back out. As Jake lets us go, which is very kind of him. And into P8 now, as we've got Domenico Levecce in front of us on the medium tyre. And now lap 47, we're going to use a lot of our overtake. But he's very quick in a straight line and has a lot of ERS. He half defends kind of into turn 1, but we go down the inside anyway. And we get the position done. We're now into P7. There's still a few more medium guys in front of us as they're battling in front. And there's a softs runner of Louis Welch, whose tyres are really starting to degrade compared to ours. We've got quite a bigger pace advantage. The top 3 have kind of got away with Barry, Jarno and Danny Moreno.
Whoa, is that a full 1 second?
But P4 is definitely on the cards here as Alvaro gets squeezed out by Ruben Vallejo.
Hey, my tyre's already given up.
As we're going to use some overtake to get past Alvaro on the medium tyre. And now we're behind Ruben Vallejo. As we know from RL, the antics weren't great in that league, but we're going to hopefully try and get past him cleanly to get past Louis potentially. Hasn't got any DRS cars in front, as Ruben's using a lot of his ERS and kind of reacts to our move, which is a bit on the cusp of what's fair. But nothing too bad as he keeps the position. He's fair.
We're not letting him go, we're having him.
We did kind of react, but yeah, I think I did one of those moves that race by accident. So yeah, it is what it is. As now on lap 55, we're running out of laps to be able to get Louis, as we're trying to go past Ruben Vallejo, but he's very quick in a straight line. He again reacts to our move. We go around the outside, and it seems like we're going to get this done round the outside. Our cut wheels interlock again. We're a full car length in front, as he he overtakes us off the track and basically aimed for my car. That's what it felt like, and he keeps the position by doing that. So yeah, make of that what you will, but I did report it just in a kind of plead to improve the driving standards in this league, really, as we didn't really go for another move on him because I didn't want to risk anything, as he had a 3-second time penalty, and that kind of stops us from being able to fight for P4 with Louis Welch. But either way, I think a P5 in PSGL is still a very good result, finishing 6.3 seconds off the lead with all that battling, and being only like 5 seconds behind after the pit stops. I think we showed pretty good pace. As you can see there, our final lap times weren't great at the end with all the battling and everything. So if we didn't get stuck behind cars, maybe we could have gone even better than P4, but I think that's a bit too much to ask at this stage. The pace was good, but it's not quite up to the level of, you know, Jarno, Danny Moreno, Barry, etc. And yeah, I can't really be disappointed with a P5. Best result of the PSGL season so far. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy this video. I am streaming, I think, later today, in fact, for RL Global. I think it's 7 PM UK on my Twitch. Link in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.